match on stream table, table number 1. Matt Peel, Arfan, Mark Peel, Arfan, table 1. Next match on table 14, Ben Clark, Leo Raybone. Ben Clark, Leo Raybone, table 14. On table 7, Luke Cronin, Jack Helliwell. Luke Cronin, Jack Helliwell, table 7.
We are underway again, and this is the last 16. So, race to 7, and it's between Matt Peel and Arfan Dad. Arfan Dad from up there in Keighley. Matt Peel from Hearts. Similar area to the player we saw last up, Eddie Barker. Matt already had some good scalps in the event so far. He beat Jez Graham first thing this morning in a Hill game. In fact, I think Jez, I'm right in saying that Jez was 6-2 up and lost 7-6. He won't thank me for reminding him about that. Matt also beat Jamie O'Donnell 7-4 on the way and beat Harriet Haynes in round 2, and Andy Barker in round 1 finds himself in the last 16. Conversely, Arfan Dad's beaten Martin Wood, Daniel Bailey, Neil Raybone in round 2, and had a bye in round 1. Arfan definitely on a decent vein of form at the moment. Prevalent business end of many events over the last 6 months. Four of the last 16 games now in action. Follow the scores in on qscore.com. Dylan Leary's won the first frame against Josh Jahaz. Callum Singleton 2-1 up against Sean Chipperfield. Jamie Graham 1-0 against Connor Tracy. So Matt in control of that bottom left pocket and Arfan trying to put some kind of cover in. But I think Matt can immediately dispatch that red. Either knock it out or just knock it to cushion. Yeah. Could have maybe played it just a fraction harder to get it right out of the way.
Next match on table 20, Nathan Ellis, Luke Robert.
Trying to get any kind of control of a pocket, but again, it's going to be tough.
Next match on table 13, Bradley Ellison, Danny Lees. Bradley Ellison, Danny Lees, table 13. Next match on table 9, Alpesh Mystery, Adam Basu. Alpesh Mystery, Adam Basu, table 9. 12, table 6. On table 10, Ben Young, Aaron Davies. Ben Young, Aaron Davies, table 10. On table 12, Matt Cook, Scott Crawley. Matt Cook, Scott Crawley, table 12. On table 17, Jamie Stokes, Harjit Singh. Jamie Stokes, Harjit Singh, table 17.
So first frame going to go the way of Arfan Dad after a little tactical affair. As always, please could you like and share the stream. We're streaming on Facebook and YouTube. And we're down to the last 16. We're going to play through the evening, try and get to a final. So the more you can spread the word across social media so people know that we're here and we're streaming. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who would like to watch this game. Round 3 of the Jason Owen Open starting to shape up. Sean Chipperfield's already played his game against Matt Brierley, beating him 4-1. He got that in before he's gone across to play his last 16 game. And notably, your organiser Neil Toms has beaten Scott Gillespie 4 frames to 1. And those, of course, are scores from the Jason Owen Open. Let's also keep an eye on the last 16 4 games currently in action. Dylan Leary, who, as I said earlier, I saw Zach Shepherd. I fancy Dylan Leary for this event. Well, he's 4-0 up in his last 16 game against Josh Yahaz. Sean Chipperfield 4-3 against Callum Singleton. Connor Treacy 3-2 against Jamie Graham. And this is the other game underway. 1 frame played.
match on table 19, Scott Gillespie, Glenn Hannibal. Scott Gillespie, Glenn Hannibal, table 19.
Now both frames gone the way of Arfan Dad. He leads 2 frames to 0. So as mentioned, Matt Pill we'll come back to that in a second. Just a quick look at the scoreboard. Ian Davenport 3-0, Rich Wharton 3-2, Mike Larkins 3-0. I think all of those scores from the Jason Owen. Scott Pope 3-2 down. Yeah, I was saying about Matt Pill, qualified accountant, originally from around Coventry area, and now plays and lives in Hertfordshire. He breaks off in frame 3, and he can't let Arfan get too far ahead. Just a race to 7. You have to stay with him. If he gets 3 or 4 ahead and gets his tail up, there'll be no stopping him. Don't think he's got the right angle to. I think he would have liked to have taken both of these balls at the bottom of the table, but hasn't got the angle to stay there, I don't think. He could screw back, kind of held it the fashion, but pretty horrible now that Chinese snookered over the red, and there's a tricky little cut. Can't do very much with the cue ball at all, so not only is this shot going to be tricky, next one too, because he can't get anything like decent position. Always going to be difficult when you're hampered. Decent chance for Arfan if he can find a good opener. He's got a choice of 2 balls. The one nearest the blue spot, which looks like the one he's going to take, or he's got the one nearest the cue ball now, playing it long. He fancies this one. Cues it like a dream. The reds around the black are tricky. I think the bottom one passes the yellow to bottom left, but then the other 2 have got a pocket, but they're in the way of the kind of where you want the cue ball to be. Each one. this clearance still needs some consideration. He's come low, and I think that's a clever little shot. He can, I think, actually landed perfect. He can play the red to middle and then just bump into the black and leave the other red into the left centre. Really clever.
Next match on table 11, Christy Caulfield, Chris Day. Christy Caulfield, Chris Day, table 11.
Just sees it straight away. Not just sees it, but the difficulty is executing it. Can screw straight down past the yellow for black in the left centre. What a really nice clearance. If you rewind to the start of that clearance, those balls were very tricky, but absolutely on a string was the cue ball. One key positional shot that opened the frame, and he now leads 3 frames to 0.
Neil Tom's in the room.
Try one from Arfan. The reds actually aren't too bad. The one ball tied up on the right side, but he's got immediately the perfect angle to try and knock it out, or just doesn't need to knock it out. He can just screw into the yellow, which is just below that red, and land on it. So if he can play that shot, then everything else is pretty much plain sailing. Played that really well as well. You have a tendency to want to play that with a bit of left-hand side, but play it with right to make sure that the ball comes down table. So one good shot, one good positional play, and this frame should be there for him. Both of the pairs of balls are just, again, a little bit on top of each other. The two reds closest look like they may be a dead set plant to the left pocket, so puts his hand up to apologise, because that's definitely not what he planned. I think it's come out okay. You can dab this in and still be on the other red to middle. Again, it's a little bit hampered, stretching up. Actually, you can't hold to middle, but come off the bottom cushion, and when you change the cue angle, you notice more angle than I originally thought.
Second call, table 11.
Now, he's going to have to judge a cannon because he's fallen short of pace on the red. He's looking at a cannon on the black to try and hold for the two reds to top right. Still tricky. It's just not getting any easier for him. And ideally needed a fuller contact. But yeah, looking at that, still got a shot. Still got one to middle, but again, just every shot is just got a level of difficulty to it. Just needed that to slow down, and it's still just about there. Yeah, just seems to be digging up trees every shot he plays.
All white in the room. Cool.
Now needs another good one. Cut this in the middle and hold on the yellow for the black to middle. He's left a double. Well, he's left a cut or a double. The cut's tricky. I think the double, because the I mean, he can miss it to the top knuckle and still get it. The yellow's making it a fairly big pocket. So, oh dear. Well, he rode his luck there a little, you got to say, but ultimately it's a frame on the board. And fair play. That's decent. He was running further and further out of position, and the pots were getting harder. The positional play was getting harder, but came through it unscathed. Now he has his first frame on the board, and he can settle. He's just stepped away, I believe, for a bathroom break. So we will do the same. We'll be back with the action just a couple of moments.
Next match on table 3, main event, Josh Kane, Jack Schofield. Josh Kane, Jack Schofield, table 3. Next match on table 15, Wade Morley, Tom Cousins. Wade Morley, Tom Cousins, table 15. On table 16, Harry Compton, Anthony Tedds. Harry Compton, Anthony Tedds, table 16. On table 19, Gary Southern, Jake Dillon Newlove. Sorry, on table 20, Guy 7, Jackie Nuno.
Matt Peel to break. He's ready to go, and so are we. No good. Look at that for a specimen. Poised.
All white, table 7.
Poised and ready to go. Like a caged tiger. Got that microphone ready to do business. That's Andy Johnson, top table. He's the voice that you hear ringing around whenever you're watching these events.
Is Paul White in the room? Paul, give us away.
Andy also is the man behind Berkshire Pool. If you ever watch the Berkshire Pool stream, they stream loads of stuff from around there. He's the man behind that. He does the streaming for them, and also does a fair bit of their commentary all around that Berkshire area. Plies his trade around Oxford and Banbury, and I think they've even gone wider. And I think I've seen him do stuff in Swindon. That was a good shot there from Arfan, and now a very good chance to get that 3-frame lead back. He's tried to get right across and find the gap.
Next match on table 7, John Rowe, Sean Story. John Rowe, Sean Story, table 7.
Problem now is, now he hasn't found that gap. How does he do it again? I mean, maybe he can take the ball to the corner and screw right back out, but he needs to make sure that he finds it this time, because if he doesn't, he's in trouble. Yeah, he's come short again, I think. Is he? Maybe just on it. I think he's just on it, but it's not ideal, because how does he get on the next ball? It's got totally the wrong angle. Can he drop it in and come off the yellow? I think he may just be able to just come off the yellow, just to get the cue ball down below the black for that yellow to bottom right. didn't need to. Yeah, he just got it. You see, that black was a quarter of an inch further down the table. That shot wasn't on. Connected well. Didn't get a massive burst, but a little bit unfortunate to go dry. And I think the reds look pretty good here. Can pop this one to right centre, and then clear up the two to left centre, and then start working on these at the bottom of the table. I think he should be getting these. Definitely needs to. Can't afford a 5-1. 4-2 still very much in the game. And, well, we know he can fight back. As I say, I'm pretty sure that Jez Graham was 6-2 up earlier against him, and Matt came back and won 7-6. So we know he can do it from behind. All 8 of the last 16 matches are now in play. Dylan Leary on the hill against Josh Jihaz, 6 frames to 1. Callum Singleton also on the hill against Sean Chipperfield, 6-5. Connor Tracy, 6-2 against Jamie Graham. Sean Story and John Rowe just underway. Glenn Hannibal 1-0 against Scott Gillespie. Chris Day 2-0 against Christy Caulfield. And Josh Kane has won the first frame against Jack Schofield. I'm struggling with Christy Caulfield's name at the moment, and it's only because of Paul Moulding. It's his fault. He calls him Crusty Cornbread. I can't get out of my head every time I say his name now. I've got this mental block. But just one thing about Christy. I had to get up early this morning, and when I say early, it wasn't mega early, but early enough. I walked past the pool room at 7:25 this morning, and I heard the pool balls clattering around. I thought, what's going on in there? I looked through the window, and I opened the door, and there's Christy having a knock at 7:25 this morning. I said, Christy, you need help, mate. You need help. Because I was up at about 2 a.m. and Christy was stood in the foyer with a can of dark fruits in his hand. And he said, I had an early night last night. I said, I bet you haven't even been to bed. Some boy he is. Absolute machine. 7:25, having a knock. That was good clearance. That was a clearance that he needed. And now 4 frames to 2. As I said, it was one that he should be making, and he did. No drama. Connor Tracy's through into the quarter-final. He's beaten Jamie Graham. Josh Kane's won the second frame against Jack Schofield. I'll tell you what, there's a player, if he keeps playing with the consistency he was yesterday, Josh Kane. And he said last night, I saw him in the foyer, and he's another one that likes a drink at the end of the night, and he said, I'm staying off of it. He said, I've got a tour to win tomorrow. So another one that's got his eye on the prize. And if he keeps playing like he did yesterday, that was absolutely sublime pool. Beat Tom Cousins last night. 7 frames to 2, I think, and it was, he just played out of this world.
Next match on table 8, Alex Cameron, Jordan Green. Alex Cameron, Jordan Green, table 8.
That's a super shot. A lot of left-hand side. Sorry, a lot of right-hand side, check side. But even with that, can he get past the red to the potting angle?
Match on table number 5, Andy Williams, Gazroids. Andy Williams, Gazroids, table 5.
Gonna say from that camera angle he can. Oh, maybe not. Obviously not. Otherwise he'd be playing it. It's one of those you do need to just be to the kind of, as we look at it, the left-hand side of it. as you'd be playing it from the right-hand side of it. Still not straightforward because he needs to get from that last yellow to the black. And black will go to middle, but he's almost guaranteed to cannon the red. So it's how it comes out. Oh, disaster. Maybe never could see the potting angle of that yellow. Maybe he could never get past it, even from the left-hand side. And that's why he played it as a developing shot. Tried to come off top cushion, side cushion, and back down and break it out, but straighten off, and now Arfan. He loves these situations. Probably a little screw back for the black in the same pocket. Maybe played for the left centre, but gone pretty straight to top corner. Nice finish. Everything was there. There's another one of those that were all there as soon as Matt had made that mistake, but just often keeping it really simple. Ooh, straighten off. Not amused. Just didn't catch the front flush. Gonna have to take. Well, first instinct was gonna have to take yellows first, but probably depends whether the red on the top rail goes to the right pocket off the back of that yellow. If it did, then he could open that pocket and probably reds, but well, yeah, I don't think it does. So he's gonna choose yellows. There's an obvious, well, he's going to clear the middle pocket now, which I think he probably played that off the red. So he would have wanted to clear the pocket for the yellow. It's just to the right of that red, which now only goes into right centre. Need to play that yellow off the red to open the pocket up. So still there, but not absolutely straightforward. The red over left corner, red over left centre, just causing a couple of headaches. And the black is in the path of one of the yellows as well, so it looked like a pretty decent table when he came to it, but the key there for me was to pop the yellow off the red, and then suddenly I think it makes the table a lot easier. I think he's straight here as well, or just possibly has the wrong angle. Just. Just enough angle to punch it down table, but again, he's not found the gap. Does the yellow pass between yellow and black? Is that what he played on? Not sure if it is, because it's very tight. May just have the left-hand side of the pocket, but I think he's just got to drop it dead weight. Yeah, it was okay. Probably screw back to the left-hand side cushion for the last yellow in the right centre. Some really nice clearances in the last few frames. That was another one. It's just 2 frames behind. He's still in this game. He's got the break in this frame as well. So that was in the momentum of the game, that was quite a big moment for Arfan, putting the cue ball in the centre pocket off the break. So Dylan Leary now in the last 8 as he beat Josh Jahaz 7-2. Callum Singleton beat Sean Chipperfield 7-5. So they will now play against each other. Dylan Leary beat Callum Singleton. Connor Tracy waits the winner of this one. Sean Story 2-0 against John Rowe. Scott Gillespie 1 each against Glenn Hannibal. Chris Day 2-2 against Christy Colefield. Josh Kane 3-1 against Jack Schofield. There's our George nodded off in the corner. He's supposed to be working down there. We caught him on his phone. Not often we get George in front of the camera. Good to see. He's, unlike me, I've got a face for radio. George has got a face for camera. And Paul, well, Paul's just got a face like a slapped ass. That's the team. Beard Productions. Well, Matt Pill rallying. Just about to pull back another frame, and he's going to be back within 1. Pressure on Arfan Dad's shoulders. Very good. Wow, another one. Another one that goes dry. Another look at the table for Matt. I can't even say it's a chance or a half chance because look at that cluster of balls around the black spot. Yellow's tied up, red's tied up. Yellow and red locked together on the right hand side. Cued that well. Just wonder if it's time to put a claimer in early in the frame. Push this red ball across the bottom cushion, claim that bottom right hand pocket, and get the advantage in the frame, because I do not see this as being an open frame. With that cluster of balls, don't think it's worth attacking from here. I think you have to go defensive. Now you've got reds. Cement it by getting a red over that right hand corner pocket. Frustration from Arfan. Slaps his chalk down on the table, maybe just the frustration of that try break. He's really not happy. Maybe just frustrated at where the cue ball landed. So he's left with absolutely nothing.
Next match on table 2, Dylan Leary, Callum Singleton. Dylan Leary, Callum Singleton, table 2.
He's definitely controlling that bottom right now.
Next match on table 4, Jason Owen, Tommy Lewis, Daniel Singh. Tommy Lewis, Daniel Singh, table 4. Match on table 14, Shane Thompson, Joe Syson. Shane Thompson, Joe Syson, table 14.
Okay, so while these two players get stuck into this tactical affair, then I'm just going to take the opportunity to have a quick bathroom break. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
On table 13, Daniel Bishop, Sam Boone. Daniel Bishop, Sam Boone, table 13. Gary, do 12 and 13. 12 and 13. Next match on table 12, Richard Gifford, Josh Jahaz. Josh Jahaz, Richard Gifford, table 12. table 15, Don Cooney, Spencer Daniels. Don Cooney, Spencer Daniels, table 15. Next match on table 16, Ben Swinnerton, Ian Davenport. Ben Swinnerton, Ian Davenport, table 16. On table 17, Lee Howitt, Jimmy Croxton. Lee Howitt, Jimmy Croxton, table 17. On table 18, John Chapman, Mike Larkins. John Chapman, Mike Larkins, table 18. that are doing singles at the moment. If you are interested in doing a pool bet, come up to the right of the stage. They do some singles on selected matches. It's not on the web page, this is just in-person betting. Come up and have a chat. Win some money.
So Arfan finally managed to get that frame across the line and he gets onto the hill. 6 frames to 4. Dry break from Matt. Could that be the last part he plays? Well, it's going to need a good clearance from Arfan because it's a tricky table. Trying to get one of the bad balls out immediately. And just managed to double kiss it back in. This already has got the feel of another tactical battle. I think Matt's going to be looking at pushing this yellow over the right hand pocket, just like so. Just done enough, I think, and this could be, was that, oh, was it, yeah, it didn't hit a cushion. Didn't hit a cushion, so 2 shots to Arfan, so actually should be advantage Arfan. Still some work to do. I think this is on. Doing what I mentioned earlier in an earlier game is just using that extra visit, just sacrificing it to get the balls in the open. That's probably the black ball experience, knowing that he doesn't need to carry the 2 visits, backing himself to clear from here. Not sure if he'd be better off with that second red in or actually down. I think possibly, given the position that he's landed, he would have preferred that ball to stay up, because now he has to get position. Yeah, and he was trying to dig down into it, and it's cost him the pot, and that's why I say would have probably preferred that red to stay over the pocket, because he could have played the plant and then used the second red to get the position down the table. It's cost him his visit, and albeit he's still in control of the frame, actually the yellows, you can manufacture a clearance. There's a pocket for all the yellows, but the problem is all of those in the top left, they don't, it's not a natural pocket. Can he squeeze a yellow at the inside of that red and squeeze it out? Yeah, I reckon. needed that to clear clear that line, because now it's still covering the path of a couple of those yellows. He's got one long now to bottom right if he likes it. I think it's probably forced into playing that, to be honest. He does have the ball over top right if he wants to, but I think he has to start taking this little triangle. So play one long. Yeah, missed.
Next match on table 5.
One good pop from Arfan here, and it's all over.
Table 5.
The tricky red is now made easier because I think I was going to say he could play off the yellow, but I think possibly the yellow's a little bit too close to this edge of the pocket. But may be able to develop it. May just be able to land on it. Possibly a double. What's his plan for it? He's looking again. Well, it will go off the back of the yellow, but it's one of those, the yellow's not making the pocket big. It's he has to still play it just right. He has to play it thin. Oh, he played that really well. That wasn't a gimme. He had to hit it quarter ball. If he hit it half ball, then he wasn't going to take it. And now, Arfan Dad just 3 balls away from a place in the quarter-final. And a quarter-final match against Connor Tracy. Taking the black long, and the players shake hands. Arfan Dad gets his way into the last 8. He's playing the quarter-final. As I say, against Connor Tracy. We'll go and catch him for a few words in the interview room. Stick around for that. And I'm not sure who's coming up next on stream, but we'll get you that information as soon as we know. Joined by Arfan. Arfan, you're now through into the last 8. A player I'm not particularly familiar with, but I knew that he was going to be dangerous. He's made a big comeback against Jez Graham, a quality player in the last round.
Yeah.
So you knew you had a game on your hands. Looked like it was going to be plain sailing for a little while, but your break let you down a little bit.
Yeah, same old story. I just kept on getting dry breaks and leaving pretty, easy-ish finishes. He took them well, obviously. You still got to take them out, but I was getting a bit annoyed. You could see by my reaction, I think, in the 10th frame, like, I don't think I made a mistake in the game until, maybe the enough, I think.
And then suddenly it looked like it was going to be 5-5. You could see the frustration.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've played as well as I can in amongst the balls. Like, turning a frame around in the first frame, I think that was second favourite, and clearing up when I had the chances, and then, just seeing the breaks, like, do that to me, it's just, you got to be strong mentally, just to. Eventually, it just comes to a, it just comes to a head, doesn't it? Like, I think I was, quite frustrated there.
But across the line and another deep run, a game now against Connor Treacy.
Yeah,
in
good mate of mine. Yeah,
is he?
Yeah, obviously Matt beat my roommate Jez.
Yeah.
Obviously had a brilliant comeback, and Connor's a good mate, so should be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. I know I'm playing well when I get my chances.
Yeah.
Just need to get a few balls off the break, I think, just to make it easier for myself.
In terms of your game overall, you're making deep runs in so many events recently. We see you at the back end in loads of finals. I don't think there's any secret that during lockdown you were quite prolific. You were still playing competitive pool.
Yeah.
Equally, Shane Thompson.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any coincidence that you're both making it deep in events. Do you think that lockdown really helped your game?
Oh, 100%. Like, that's just two names. Clint was heavily involved. Declan. Yeah. Those kind of names are going deep. Chippy's another one. Tom. Yeah. Tom's won the last two major finals, hasn't he? Yeah. So it really helped my game, because I wasn't a big practicer before all that happened. I honestly was quite lazy. I thought, just have an hour before a tournament and it should be enough. But yeah, I think that really changed my perspective really on what practice can do to your game.
Yeah. And similarly for Shane, he told me that he wasn't a big practicer, but you suddenly found
He's lying.
Yeah. But you suddenly found a way that you could practice competitively.
Yeah.
Which you probably didn't have before.
No, I didn't. That was the key. It's the practice, just for the sake of it, I couldn't really do. But now, because it was like a competitive environment, and you're playing live, so that adds that. You don't want to embarrass yourself on on Facebook, do you, or wherever. It's just like playing live on Beard Production. So it was really good. It's really helped my game. So yeah, still comps going on. So if people want to play in them, to take that game to the next level, I urge them to do that, to be honest with you.
That's great. That's really good. It's great to see. And great to see you going another deep run. Maybe this one's the one, do you reckon?
You can never, I always say one match at a time, so that's what I'm just hoping I get my 7 chances in the match. Yep. Then it's up to me. If I don't, then I'll just move on to the next one.
Love to see you win this one.
Yeah, hopefully.
For the rest of the event.
Yeah, cheers Nick. Thank you.